make sure you go on there and delete that one that post, Shwashma.
You're right.
Live? We live, Charlene? Alright. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
To everybody online, everybody in class. We'll do a little announcements. Wait till everybody clicks in there, and then we'll get class rolling. So if you don't know by now, we are in a few locations. We're in Houston, Virginia, Rochester, San Antonio. We do a few things, our little part in the bigger grand scheme of getting the truth out. So if you want to catch classes, check out our locations. They're up there on the screen. And our class times are up there also. I mean, you know our class times, right? Okay. I think everybody in here knows our class times. Check out Mashaba's Blog Talk Radio. That's mashabablogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10. Check that out. We also have other YouTube channels that y'all can check out. The 5 Minutes of Wisdom. Of course, Houston channel. Got a lot of classes on there. I know some of y'all, I talked to y'all recently, y'all been checking out our old classes. Like, check out the old classes we've been hitting 5, 6 years back, 7 years back, 8 years back on there. You'll see that really the message don't change, but we touch on a lot of different topics. Alright, Israelware is up and running again. That means that if you brothers and sisters online or you brothers and sisters in here, you want to get your shirt fringed and you don't have access to that, the sisters do it. They do it here for the school to help out the school with the bills and funding the school. So the sisters partake in that in Israelware. Okay? Let me see here. Israelware. Let's see. Oh, and then in Israelware you have Fringed Up. Okay, Fringed Up is a subscription. You can get a headband. You can get a T-shirt every month. Whatever way you want it. What is the subscription? Like, what usually is it? Yeah.
One subscription is getting a T-shirt with scriptural saying in the fringes.
So, T-shirt with a scripture on it.
And fringes.
And fringes.
And then if you upgrade, you get the matching headband with it.
So if you upgrade, you get a headband, T-shirt. Okay. So yeah, sisters, men, once again, they do this to try to fund whatever thing we're doing in the school. So the more the merrier, all right? Hebrew Academy. If in the future you want to be a part of Hebrew Academy, I know everybody knows about that, but brothers and sisters online may not. Hebrew Academy is you come into class for 6 months, and then after that, it's a commitment of certain things, class, flyers, street speaking, things of that nature. So we do that after 6 months. That way you can come in, you get class, you know what I mean? There's really, because once you start Hebrew Academy, you get busy. E-R, right? You gotta be there. It's a commitment, right? You're aspiring to be a priest or bishop. So Hebrew Academy, if you want to be a part of that after 6 months, you can be involved with that. If you want to contact us to have any questions or counsel, my number's on there, Priest Watts' ops number's on there. Feel free to hit us up with no drama. And what I mean no drama, meaning like if you're coming to really ask, you need questions answered, feel free to do that. Alright? We also have Sweet Ambiance. We do oils, body oils, aromatherapeutic oils, soaps. We do all that stuff. Whatever we can, remember, we're not funded by nobody. Nobody funds us. You know what I mean? White man don't give us money. It's us in here that put together, that try to come up with things to fund the school. Alright, so Sweet Ambiance, definitely does that. And then we started this Chosen Creations, and we do jewelry, Israelite apparel, armbands, chains and stuff like that. All right, and we do woodwork. We got to get more of that done. More of that done right there. The woodwork that we do, and I'm looking at the woodwork girl back there. So if you want to check that out, I wonder if that website is up and running yet. Not yet? Probably not. But we got to get that rolling. You can go on Etsy, right? You can go on Etsy. We got about now 18 things up there. So check that out. All right. If you want to give an alms offering, you want to help out with the school monthly or schools, you can do that through alms, and the information's up there on the screen. Last but not least, the Feast of Pentecost is coming up on the 11th. The 11th of June, right? The 11th of June. So if you want to be part of the feast, come, celebrate, unite, holy convocation, unity, brotherhood, all that good stuff, then we are having a feast here on the 11th. We also have good news. Yee. We do have good news. The school we've been eyeing and I've been lusting after for a few months now. Keep it in the prayers. The Most High, we at stage 1, so we most likely will be moving to a bigger school. Bigger school, more visible. All right? So, man, listen, it can't happen without all the hard work brothers and sisters are putting in. Everybody's putting in. It can't happen without that. So, we finna sign the info. We're gonna see what they got to say. The price is right. We're gonna lock it down. So that's really big because this space right here, if everybody, luckily everybody doesn't show up on the same nights, but if everybody did, y'all know what happens. It's stuffy. You're sitting up against the walls. You know what I mean? So this space we're going for is way bigger. Way bigger. We're going to have a kids area. Yeah, for the kids. Right? We're going to have a kitchen area. Yeah. So I'm hoping the Most High blesses it. I mean, the lady's ready to lease it. So I don't see why we should have a problem. And then we're going to do the burgundy bubbles. I think we're going to do the burgundy bubbles. All right, so no questions. Let me see if anybody got anything online. Nobody has any questions in here. If not online, then we're going to get right into this topic. We're going to talk about this kid, little Santos, that shot up 20 people. And why does this relate to us? Because the question is, why did this kid shoot up 20 other kids? You know what I mean? When you think about these shootings, and you think about these kids and just doing vicious acts, you remember when you watch those movies and they'd be like, if the assassins have a code, right? No women and no kids. They don't have no code no more. You know what I mean? There's no code anymore. The code is anybody can get it, right? Now, we know part of that is go to Ezekiel 9:4 while we're waiting to see if anybody got any questions. This is just the intro to what I'm going to go over, but just a reminder, and I always remind y'all of this scripture. This is Ezekiel 9:4. I know y'all hear it 1,000 times, but the new brother Miles needs this in his arsenal. Okay? Read that. Ezekiel 9:4.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him,
Right.
Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem,
right?
and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right now, that's what we're doing. And Jerusalem is anywhere the people are. So don't be naive and say, well, we got to go to the middle of Jerusalem. Well, the scriptures tell you heathens are in the middle of that, man. So Jerusalem is where the people are. He said, go to the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark on their foreheads. Now, this is different from the mark in Revelations, the mark of the beast. This mark is also known as the seal of God. And why does it say in your foreheads? Because you're going to get a spiritual computer chip? No. Because you're going to get the knowledge in your mind. So we can talk about that later. How they think, oh, it's going to be a mark in their foreheads, actual computer chip. It's spiritual things that are going to be put in your mind that are going to separate you from the world. Right? So set a mark on their foreheads for the men that what?
Sigh and cry.
Right, so this knowledge is only going to reach people that really want it and see a need for it. They're sighing and crying. They're the ones in the ghettos and the slums that don't want to be there no more. They're the ones in the high echelon areas, right? Is that the door? They're the ones in the high echelon area, and they're sighing and crying because money didn't give them true freedom. So they're still crying out for all the wickedness and filth that's being done here in this world, in America. Right? Go ahead.
That sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Go ahead.
And to the others he said in mine hearing,
Read.
go ye after him through the city.
Read.
And smite. Let not your eyes spare.
Now we know, according to Joel, the smiting is going to come by the angels. It said they shall climb upon the walls. They shall move like sparks. Well, that smiting is already happening. You got this right now to where these shooters, people going through killing, mass shootings. We've been talking about this for over decades. This time, this period, to where the Most High is unleashing vengeance on people. Right? And it's happening. It can't be ignored anymore. But they have no idea. The ones out there in the world, they got no idea what the hell's going on. They're asleep. But it says we walk as wise, not as fools. Right? We understand what's going on. Right? So he said everybody else do what?
Let not your eyes spare.
Read.
Neither have ye pity.
Read.
Slay utterly.
Right.
Old and young.
Read.
Both babes and little children.
You see that? Little children. Bruh, there was 20 kids. This was an elementary school. 11-year-old. We were just watching one on the way up here. The 11-year-old. Everybody got shot up. She got sprayed, didn't really get hit. And her friend's blood. So she grabbed the blood and put it all over her to act like she was dying. She was 11. She is 11. You know what I mean? The newscast, CNN goes in. They were like, basically, she don't want to talk to no men. She can only talk to women. That's how traumatized she is. But what happened? Right? Vengeance. Vengeance of the Most High. Right? But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about the vengeance of the Most High. Do we have any questions? Yeah. Who? Okay, go ahead.
Why did God tell Balaam to go back to Balak in Numbers 22 and 20?
Why did he tell him to go back to Balaam? You know what? I got to read it. I would have to read it again to refresh my my memory on it. He told him to go back. I don't want to misquote it. I have to go back. Well, this is Gamar. I'll hit you up on that. That's not a problem. Any other things, quick. Okay. Yeah, I'll hit you up on that, Gamar. That's not a problem. Let me go into this topic because this topic is not about, it's not about the Most High bringing the vengeance. It's not about that. What it's about is what got that kid there to that point. 18-year-old kid didn't graduate high school to lose it and panic and go through the anxiety and let those demons get on him to go kill all those other kids. Right? Now, first thing that we ask everybody, you're going to say what? What you going to say? Why did it happen? Now?
He's insane.
Right, he's insane. What else? Why did it happen? Why? Okay, he was bullied. What else? Why did that kid do that? As an Israelite, what you gonna say? What's this?
His dad wasn't there? Or his mom wasn't there?
No, you. That's a smart Israelite. Let's start back down to like a low version. We're gonna say he had demons on him, right? That's what. First thing you're gonna say is what? He had demons on him, right? Okay. When you want to get now a thinker, one that probably most likely is coming to class, they're gonna say what you say because there's no way no Israelite person is gonna come. That first thing they're gonna say, well, the reason why, and give spiritual reasons. They're gonna say, oh, he had demons on him, right? The Most High used him. Well, it's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. Because he did have demons on him, right? And the Most High did use him, right? Because he what? He listened to that negative voice, that evil voice, that evil spirit, right? So when we say the Most High used him, meaning that those spirits go out for vengeance, right? And they speak to these people, right? I hear voices. It told me to go kill everybody. Why'd you kill your parents? Why'd you kill your mom? Why'd you kill that person? Something told me. Something told me to kill him. Well, they're not listening to the Most High. They're listening to what? Demons, right? So yeah, they do got demons on them. But why? What got this child? What gets kids to this point to where they snap? What?
Anger.
Right. Good one. Anger. It says anger rests in the bosom of fools. They don't know how to deal with a lot of anger, right? They don't know how to deal with their mind. We're going to talk about, yeah.
Allowing it to like build up and not talking about it.
Okay, hold that. All right, let's bring it down a little bit. I know y'all are smart, y'all are wise, y'all know, y'all on it, but come on, let's dumb it down a little bit. Give me the one answer, one answers that y'all always get. Yeah, I mean, don't try to get too. We're gonna get there though. You're right on point, right? But I'll try to build it up. I want to go through all the I'm not thinking way to answer, and then get to this point to where you're talking about what?
I was gonna say like they were lonely.
They were lonely, right? What else? Kids, what else? Why? What got this kid to this point? What?
He was jealous.
Okay, he was jealous, right? He could have been jealous of the kids, right? Even though the one kid got him news and was like, no, he wasn't bullied. This dude was a mean kid. He came out and said, I knew him. He was a mean kid. He killed animals. He was angry, right? And actually, he was the bully. That's what they said about him, right? What you was going to say? Rough childhood. He was born in the mean streets of Uvalde, Texas. Yeah.
Feeling like he's misunderstood. Or no one gets him.
He's misunderstood. Nobody gets him, so he got to what? He got to lash out. He got to express himself with bullets, right? Yeah.
He wants attention.
He wants attention, right? What else? Sarai, you got something? Huh? Quadashai, you got something? Why do y'all think this kid did these things? What?
I want to say his parents, because I seen this video on Instagram, and I'm looking at this child. He's saying, "I'm gonna call my dad. I'm gonna call my brother. They're telling me to do this and that." I really think it's just the parents.
The parents, right? It could be the upbringing, how they dealt with them. You know what I mean? The abuse, right? It could be all these things. It could be all these things y'all are saying. But most of all, it goes back to his what was tormenting him. What was tormenting this kid that he wasn't able to get out or talk about? It's the problem with all kids, right? That there's something weighing on them and they don't want to talk about it with the next person. Now, I know this is geared towards so-called kids, but you're going to see that this is grown-ups' problems too, right? Like, why is it that kids don't talk to their parents? Ooh, see? I like this guy. Go ahead, why?
You think you could get in trouble.
Because what?
You think you could get in trouble.
See? You know why? That's the most purest answer. Because it's really not that, it's really not nothing psychological. It's that if I go to my parents, they're going to tell me I'm wrong. Unless y'all know some other reason. What is it? What's the other reason? Why don't kids want to go to the parents and tell them what's on their mind? Yeah.
The parents are going to tell them something they don't want to hear.
The parents are going to tell them so. See, these are real answers. They're going to be told what they don't want to hear. Now, look how selfish this is, but it's real. I don't want to be told the truth, and I don't want to be told something I don't want to hear, right? How many kids are like that grow up to grown-ups with the same spirit on them? Right? They don't want a lot, right? What else? Why do kids not want to go to their parents? Ma, why do kids don't want to go to their parents?
I guess that's really the only reason why you don't want to be told something.
You don't want to be told something, right? Why?
Pride.
Okay, pride. That's the Israelite answer. Alright. Why?
Sometimes you feel like either uncomfortable or you feel embarrassed about talking about something you don't feel. You just don't.
See, that's the real answer. See, I don't need the robotic answers. I want the real answers. Sometimes you feel what?
Uncomfortable.
You feel uncomfortable.
Or just embarrassed.
Or embarrassed. Right? I can't get this out. But out of all people, let's think about this. Why would you be embarrassed if you had a relationship with your parents? If your parents were your friends, right? Why would you be embarrassed to tell your parents? Why would you be easier for me to tell the kid at class that I hang around at lunchtime all the time and we pass Skittles to each other? Why would I tell him quicker than I could tell my own parents? Why?
Because you think they would stick with you.
Oh, really? The kid with the Skittles is going to stick with you. That's real. That's real. Why?
They don't want to get told what they want to do. If they tell their parents something,
Right?
they don't want to get the correction back. They just want to stick with the friend at school.
Right. So I want to basically, what we're seeing here is this. These same things we're talking about in this moment about with teenagers. Isn't this the same thing we deal with the grown-ups? Like grown-ass people deal like what? Kids. So don't feel bad, y'all. Kids, don't feel bad. Because this is a universal problem that people never grow up out of. Because they don't know how to. They don't got a method to grow up out of this. So they deal like this and they do these things and not knowing that, man, as a kid, I'm going to grow up thinking like this and feeling like this. You see that? So we're going to get down to why we're seeing a little bit more. Why this kid will go out there and go shoot these people up. How come he didn't have somebody to be able to relieve this out of him, right? Take this pain, suffering, hurt, delusion, right, out of him. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 9-14 real quick. Yeah, I should watch that.
I thought you heard kids say that.
What?
When I go to my parents, they don't know how to help me.
Oh, when I go to my parents, they don't know how to help me.
So they have tried, and I mean that would happen to me when I was a kid.
Right?
So
What happened?
like, if I have an issue with something, my mom was clueless. She was just like, "Don't talk about that." So we had no one to talk about with whatever issue I was dealing with when I was a teenager.
That's what happens when you grow up in a hut in Ecuador. When you grow up in a hut in Ecuador, you know what I mean? The answer to the problem is what? Don't mention that, right? Don't talk about that. But Ecuador or down the block in the hood, they don't know how to respond to really help their kids with the issues. Now, we're talking about the kid that shot everybody up, but we're talking about our kids and how you're going to transcend from a child thinking like this to a grown-up thinking like this. So, we're talking about a few things here. So, I want y'all to get the double entendre of all of this. Right? What? What you got? Read. Oh, no, you had something. What you was going to say, Al?
Sometimes parents just don't even want to, they don't want to approach a lot of these situations because they're uncomfortable.
Right. Good point. Like, how the hell could a parent be uncomfortable with the things that their kids are battling? How? Why? Well, because they never faced them and nobody never walked them through them. Right? Welcome to America. Welcome to, no, if you got any mental, spiritual problems, that's not what we deal with. We're going to teach you math, history, false science, false history, right? But when it comes to your mental and spiritual, we don't know how to deal with that. And this is why they took the Bible out of schools. You see that? They took the Bible out of the schools. Now, spiritually, you can be yielded and wielded any way they want you to. And that's what happens when you go into the world. Right? Because your parent was supposed to give you the things to guide you through these things. Right? And we'll get into that. But read that. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable.
Yeah. At some point, I want y'all to pay attention to this. This kid, I want you to get his name. I think it's Santos something. Get his name for me. At some point, this kid was miserable. How many of y'all kids felt miserable? Raise your hand if you're sure. Raise your hand. Have you ever been in that moment where you just like, man, I feel like crap at that young age? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Not yet? You haven't felt like that? Yeah, because you right? Not yet? Have you felt miserable yet? To where you just like, man, I'm not feeling this. No? Okay, good job. Shariah, you raised your hand. You felt, there was a point to where you felt miserable. At what age? 17. At what age? 16. You felt miserable. Right? Anybody else? What age? 13, miserable. Right? You felt a spirit of, they call it what? Depression. Right? Because that's what the misery. The misery is weighing you down. The pressure. Right now, we don't have to go into what each every one is. The point is this. That imagine if you didn't have strength to get out of that. You see what I'm saying? Now, how did you get out of it?
I prayed for strength, and then the trials and tribulations that I went through, it actually built me to be able to handle it.
Why'd you pray for strength? Did you believe in God?
I was begging for it.
At 17?
At 16, actually.
16?
17, I was going through misery.
Wow. Anybody around you believe?
Not as strong as I believe, but Mama did.
Your mom did?
She did believe.
Okay, so how do you know how to lock into the Father and pray?
I just prayed.
How did you know them? Who was in your life with the Bible? Mom. Got you. So she gave you a little bit. The Spirit sparked you.
That's all I needed.
That's all you need. That's all we all need, right? We just need a little bit, and the Spirit sparks the ones that are chosen. Just a little bit. And you what? It lights you up like a flame, right? See, but that misery, right? Now, you didn't have somebody with the knowledge like Shariah has. Somebody to walk her through that misery and show her how to battle those things. You didn't have that. But you did. You conquered it because you're here. We don't see you on the news shooting up everybody, killing your mom, killing your family members. But this kid didn't have that, right? It says, for the thoughts of mortal man are miserable. Go ahead.
And their devices are but uncertain.
Yeah, so there was a point that this kid felt like there's no help. It's all uncertainty, right? It's all where nobody can really understand me right now. Con, y'all felt like that? Con? I can't hear you. Con, y'all felt like that? Listen, don't worry. This is for help. This is to show y'all that, look, this mind state, when you let this mind state drive you into this thought process, that's where you go. You go into pain, and I want to wreak pain on everybody. Listen to me. It is easier for y'all to listen to Satan. When that pain gets a hold of you, it's easier for you to listen to Satan. And that's what a lot of grown-ups are going through now. So really the grown-ups and the kids are at the same age. Right? Shariah came in the other day and she was in tears. And she was crying about school. I said, what's up? School. I'm like, nah, you can't let school get you to this point. Right? You can't let school put you in this predicament. There's no way the world is supposed to weigh down on you that much. There's nothing that important in this world, especially with the white man, in America, in a job. Negro, please. It's easy for you to get another job. You know what I mean? You can get a job quick. Right? It's easy for her to fail the test and what? Figure out another way to retake it. Right? But see, that's what America does. That's what a mind, if you don't have pillars that hold you up, then your mind will be weighed down by these things and they will corrupt you. They will make you be miserable. And this is why that kid went and shot everybody up, because nobody helped him. When those demons were like, this is what you got to do, he waited till he was 18 to go get guns. Buy them legally. His first guns were the guns that was going to murder all those kids. because he let that misery overcome him. And this is my point. If y'all let the misery, if you let the world burden you to that much, you don't know what the hell you can listen to. You got some kids, they listen to what? You feel like you're nothing. You need attention. You need the internet to what? Validate you. And then who rolls along? The 27-year-old that looks like he's still 18, but he's doing what? He's turning out hoes. And he what? He gets with you, tell you he's what? Tell you he's 18, finna be 19, and then he gets your number and he's like, let's go hang out. And then you get the train ran on you. Then you get the train ran on you and he's like, look, you're going to do what the hell I tell you to do. Now, if y'all think that's scare tactics, y'all better do some research. Because why? The misery in your mind couldn't be dealt with the proper way. So the wicked come and take advantage of that. Satan comes and take advantage of that. That's, watch, read on, come on.
For the corruptible body,
right?
presseth down on the soul.
Yeah, so there's a mind state and a logic, depression, right? Anxiety that can wear so much on you that if anything might look like a savior, right? And you don't have no knowledge. See, y'all got knowledge. Y'all know, y'all got the law, statutes, commandments, and from right from wrong, right? But how many kids don't have that? He even had, let me reach the Father, prayer. Prayer works, right? But a lot of these cats don't have access to the Spirit. Why? Their parents was out of the Spirit. They don't believe in the Most High. Now the kids are suffering for that, right? The only thing they seen their parents do is drink, smoke, drugs, sell dope, have sex, and that's the way they got out. But there's a mind state. This mind state presses down on you so much. Anybody been there yet? To where you're pushed down. It's so much a weight on you where you're like, man, I can't deal with this anymore. Come? But that's grown-ups, that's kids, that's brothers and sisters, that's that kid that did that. He had that. I guarantee you, man, this was weighing down in his mind. He was crying at night, figuring out why to do it, not to do it, right? Should I do it? How am I going to deal with myself? And then all those demons were just whispered in his head. Because the body will do that. It says, for the corruptible body presses down on the soul. Read.
And the earthly tabernacle.
Yeah.
Weigheth down the mind.
It weighed down the what?
The mind.
It weighed down the what?
The mind.
Right. Give me, let me throw that one in there. Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. It weighed down the mind. And I'm going to go off of what the young brother Miles said. Check this out. Ecclesiastes. Yeah.
God, Ecclesiastes 7 and 7.
Read that.
Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
Right. When it weighs down on you, you get what? You get angry. But let's be clear, that's not the only emotion. There's so many emotions you go through when you go through this stage of being oppressed, being depressed, or depression, right? Anger, right? Hate, what? Guilt, doubt, sad, fear, right? You go through all these emotions, man, and you're like, you don't know what to do with them. It's overwhelming. That's why these kids are doing these things. You're going to see that it's because nobody's there spiritually for them. They're abandoned spiritually. Only thing the white man's telling them is what? They're actually, bruh, go back to the last 5 shootings they tell you, oh yeah, we have him in our sights. We actually, the last shooting, the white boy, they talked to him. The top shooter, that white boy, it said they pulled him in, they talked to him. And he talked them out like, he was like, nah, I was just putting that stuff online because I was just angry. He was like, I'm not thinking about doing that. It was a joke. They let him go. So, you see, when the Most High wants it to happen, it happens. Right? But Satan is using individuals, man. Satan is using individuals that are in this mind, in this thought process. And that's why y'all got to be aware where this takes you. Y'all got to be aware where these demons pull you. They pull you to the dark side, man. They pull you to the dark side. Right? And they pull you to that suicide spirit. Right? He knew he was going to die. I'm going to go shoot all these people up, and I'm going to go out in a blazing glory. Right? Why? Because oppression maketh the wise of man. That depressed mind state, man, you know what? I'm done. Right? I'm a snap. Right? Jump back to Ecclesiasticus. Or Wisdom of Solomon, excuse me.
God.
Go ahead.
In the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind, that museth upon many things.
And then you got so many thoughts that you muse think on. Now, listen to this. Why do you think, brothers and sisters, we always trying to tell y'all, what are y'all listening to? What are y'all watching? Because that's your ammo. That's your ammo of what you're gonna fight, what you're gonna use to fight these demons. Yahweh Shai had ammo, didn't he? When Satan came to him. He didn't say, cast yourself down and I'll give you the world, right? Satan, cast yourself down and tip the Most High, and Yahweh Shai's like, well, Drake said, bruh. Drake 1 and 1 said, Ninjanomics is, right? Where are you pulling from? The TikToks? Right? Well, I don't do nothing on TikTok. All I look at is they just make cakes. But what this? Like, I get it. Everybody needs a little bit of leisure. But if that's 90% of your thumb scrolls, you're not using TikTok for what it's there for. You're not using YouTube with what it's there for. You're not using Instagram what it's there for. Right? You're gonna fall up under the drug of these tools. Y'all gotta see this, man, that the reason why a lot of these kids grow up to be these depressed parents is because they didn't, as a child, get the strength, get the power, right, as a child. They didn't get leadership. They didn't get taught as a child. So now when they grow up, that's why you got what? 30-year-old introverts. Right? They don't know how to talk to people. Don't know how to communicate. Don't know how to express themselves. Right? Con? Am I lying? Nah. You got to see the things that is put before us. The things that the Most High is giving y'all. And why He's giving you the knowledge. Because the only thing that's going to make you strong right now. Watch. Hold that. Go to Isaiah 33 and 6. And I know y'all know this, but for the Brother Miles, we're going to be pulling. Oh yeah. Read that. Isaiah 33 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is in his treasure.
Right. You see that? So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of your time. And what did these kids, what don't they have? They don't have no wisdom on how to escape those strong emotions, strong feelings, a strong, overwhelming mind state that's pressing them down to the point to where they want to pop or give up. Wisdom and knowledge is the stability. That's going to keep your mind stable. It's going to keep you kids stable. That way, as you grow up, you can make the right decisions. Right? But that means that the parents got to do their job. You got to actually talk to your kids. You got to communicate with them. Then you kids got to understand and appreciate why the Most High put your parents in your life. Not just any worldly parents, but the ones with the knowledge. That's more a gift. More of a gift, right? Think about that. Don't you wish your parents had the knowledge? Come on. You got to think about that. But a lot of our people, man, take that for granted. A lot of kids take it for granted. And you're going to grow up and you're going to be these grown-ups with these same mental issues. Same mental problems. You were supposed to have the stability, right, to battle and to overcome these things. But once again, right, when Christ was tempted by Satan, what did he use?
Scriptures.
He used the knowledge. The knowledge gave him the stability in the mind, in his mental agony. Right? When he was on that cross, what did he use? The fear of the Lord. Right? Trusting in the Most High.
God.
See, you can avoid this all you want, but guarantee you, your logic, that worldly Netflix logic, the worldly internet logic, it will fail all the time. You'll be depressed. Right? You ain't got your mind will be all caught up into everything else that ain't important. You won't pay attention to your kids. Right? You have to run through 50 men, didn't realize, dang, you know what, I was being told right. The Most High was holding me back from living this life, and look at me now. Now I'm 40 and what? I dumped myself in a ditch so deep that I feel that there's no returning to the Father. You see? So wisdom and knowledge was going to be the stability of our time and the strength of what? Salvation. You want to be saved? You need wisdom, knowledge. You need a repetition of the word. Repeating constantly. You need to see the value in the knowledge, the value in the word of the Most High. And that's what we're trying to always give the brothers and sisters. It's like, this knowledge, we keep telling you, it surpasses just yelling at white people on the corner streets. It surpasses that. This knowledge is supposed to get you to the end. But if you're not using it, if you're not understanding the value in it, it's nothing. It's trash. So go, jump back. Jump back to where you left off with Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
And hardly do we guess aright.
And wait a minute. And hardly what?
Do we guess aright?
Yeah, this kid. Did he guess right? But who was able to influence him because he couldn't think right? Anybody. First of all, if you look at this kid, I don't know if you're not putting any pictures up. Okay, so first of all, if you look at this kid, he looks like a sodomite. What?
He was actually on Instagram. He was wearing dresses and stuff.
Yeah. Right? Everybody's screaming, why the Lord would do this to some kids. Bruh, at that age, in elementary, kids is already having sex. Kids is already what? Smoking weed, popping pills. Right? You already learning these things at a young age. So while we trying to figure out why, remember the scriptures said there were going to be old and young, babes and little children. What's that? So, right, Salvador Santos.
Ramos.
Right? Well, is it Ramos?
Yeah, Ramos.
Salvador Ramos?
Yeah.
You know how 9.5, they have 3 names? It's probably Salvador Santos Ramos de la Vega.
Right?
Yeah, but so he was on Instagram wearing dresses.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's called transgender euphoria. It's real. It's why a lot of transgender, they commit suicide. Because they go through this regret. And then they kill themselves. Statistically, it's a high rate of transgender people killing themselves. I'm not saying he was transgender. What I'm saying is that look at the spirit you got around this individual. Nobody was there to tell him. Nobody was there to guide him. Right? So his brain was pressed down into affliction, hell, pain, suffering, because that's the only place you got to be to kill somebody. You know what I mean? To kill somebody like that, to kill all those kids, you had to have it. You really snapped. You lost it, right? He told one teacher, good night. Good night. Yeah.
So he locked himself in a class and killed all of them that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't make it there in an hour's time. Now it sounds like this kid's an Israelite. Right? He might have been one of the 9.5. Right? But look at the spirit on him. Right? You see what's going on here? That if y'all don't get y'all brain together and you don't understand the value of the Most High, you can go down any road. I'm not saying you're going to be a child shooter, bro. I'm not saying that's what's going to drive you to, those spirits. But when Satan get a hold of you, he can drive you anywhere. Right? He can drive you to do anything. So brothers and sisters, kids, y'all need to understand, it's at this age, you got to see the value in people, in the knowledge, in the truth, and the value in communication. You got to see that. Go ahead, read on, finish that.
At things that are upon the earth.
Uh-huh.
And with labor do we find the things that are before
Okay,
us.
that's it on that. Go to Psalms 94 and 11. See? Y'all got to understand this, man. Y'all got to understand this. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 11. The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity.
They are what?
Vanity.
Read.
Blessed is the man whom thou hast chastened,
Uh-huh.
O Lord.
Right.
And teacheth him out of thy law.
No, read Psalms 94 and 11.
Psalms chapter 94 verse 11.
Right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Lord knoweth the thoughts of man.
Right.
That they are vanity.
Yeah, they're vanity. So what thoughts occupy your mind daily? This is why it's important for y'all to understand, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Nothing. So what do you think about it? I don't know. So what happened? I can't explain it. What is that? Something occupies your mind. Why do kids do that? Shun Bun?
It seems like the first reaction you don't want to say nothing about it.
You
First instinct is a lie or something.
see, bruh, sit up, give him a headband, huh? That's real. And that's what we know as parents. No matter what you say, we know when you say that, you're lying. Because it's not that nothing's not on your mind. What's going on? Nothing. There's something damn going on. You don't want to talk about it. But why? Why don't you want to communicate about it? You don't want the help? You don't see the value in the help? You don't see the value of the communication? You don't see the necessity to get these things off your chest. You're getting them off. You got to get them off your chest some way, right? How you get them off your chest? Not an Instagram pic. I'm gonna let it all. I'm gonna bear it all on the internet. That's it. Oh, I feel better now. Is that it? Preston, you laughing? Is that it? That's all I'm done. Well, how do they release it? How are you kids releasing it? How is you parents releasing the things that's on your chest, that's haunting you, that's wearing you down, that's making you man to the point where you want to just snap? There's no way a person should, you know what? You punch in the car, you punch in the wall, hitting the steering wheel, screaming, Ask my ribs, out of the 25 years you know me, have you ever seen me just lose it? What's wrong? I had to get that off my chest. Like, why does a person do that? Because they're not letting, like a little balloon, you let the air out a little. And that little is communication, talking, developing relationships with the right people. With the right people. That's the way it's done. You understand that? Come? With the right people. See, the thoughts of man are vanity. The way, especially American thought, the way Americans think is garbage. They're not teaching y'all nothing. No mental stability. No psychology in school. Even the psychologists can't control their damn mind. You got psychologists studying for psychology that can't even psychoanalyze themselves. Because psychology is supposed to deal with the mind, which is the spirit. And they don't know how to deal with the spirit. They're going through a list of things. A list of things to say. So when a person's like this, this is what you're going to say. They understand it from this perspective. Bro, it's way deeper than that. Y'all got to see, you kids got to have a release. Your mind, the world, is full of nothing but vanity. So you got to fill it with what? The right process, the right processing. That way you can understand how in these moments to deal with them in life. Because life is just started for you. If you already shutting down from the parents you grew up with, how the hell is that possible? You grew up with your mother, your father. How do you shut down from them that love you the most above all? I got the answer. Y'all want to know the answer? Y'all want it? You went to school. You went to school. Right when my kids went to school, their personality changed. Because you were around thugs, gangsters, drug dealers, killers, murderers, and not the kids, but the parents that surround them with that spirit. That's the only time. I look at my son right now, Shimon, 4, personality, lively, running, talking, yeah, right? Put him in school. What's going to happen? What's up? Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. Why? Because they told you at school you was what? Ugly. You got a big head. Your hair's whack. Your clothes are whack. You talk funny. You smell. Right? All those demons around you formulated this idea about you. That's why the first things I was dealing with my girls was like, ooh, wait a minute, whoa, you were supposed to go there and we prepped you for this. We prepped them like, don't let this school make you. Don't let go of y'all true personality. Because that's what these schools do. These little demons in the school will rip you. And that's what happened with this guy. He was a good, young, lively, bred child, right? Fun, sweet. And then little by little, he was trained up in the wrong way. He was trained up in the wrong way. Obviously, his parents weren't there. What? Go ahead.
Something that kind of brought me back.
Right.
Like if you're somewhat different than what the norm of like how the kids are raised or something like that, you might be a little different.
Right.
They pick on you because you are different.
Right.
So that's how it molds you into being to the extreme of like how this brother was.
Yeah. It's gonna mold you into being what they talk about. It's weird. They're talking mess about you so you become that, right? Remember I told you the other day, they were like, oh, telling Shirai that she was a lesbian because how she dresses with a dress. It's like, y'all are warped. She's like, wait, so I'm a lesbian because they say, yeah, because you thrift. You go to the thrift shops and buy your gear, so that makes you a lesbian. Right, but you see how warped these kids are? You want to know why? Well, why did he do it? Why? Because he was damn neglected. Nobody was able to go in this kid's mind and tell him how to really think. Not to take these monkeys serious in school. Not to care about the damn internet. Not to care about what these people say. Not to get on social media and try to be validated through social media. We talk about kids, but come on now. How many parents got the same issues? Same issues, and you what? 35. You're 40 years old, and you still got these demons around you. Why? Because you never let nobody train you up and teach you the right way. Go to Proverbs 15:26. It says, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 15, verse 26.
Go ahead.
The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord.
Right. Now, so what was pressing down on this man? Thoughts of abomination. This kid was abominable, man. Right? You say, well, how do you know that? He was cross-dressing. Then, obviously, something's wrong with his mind. Then, what did he do? It shows forth through his actions he was abominable. But that's what you're going to let control you. These demons. Go to Proverbs 12:5. You're going to let these spirits control you. And this is why you have to understand the method of the word. How the word works. How to use the word. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
The thoughts of the righteous are right.
See? The thoughts of the righteous are right because you what? You got the knowledge of the Most High. You got stability. Right? To get you out of these thoughts. You know what I mean? We talked about it yesterday. They tried to get my red pills. Oh, you're depressed. No, she just wasn't analyzing things when she came in the truth. She wasn't analyzing things the proper way. Didn't take one damn pill. Right? She's still alive. She's still whole in her mind now. But if you leave it up to them, they was what? Oh, you're depressed. That's why your weight changes. No, she was going through what every one human goes through. Your mind can press down on you a little bit too much when you don't know how to lift it up. When you don't know how to lift that burden up and keep it above you. Or really destroy it above all. But you leave it up to them. They just pump you with pills and drugs until you get hooked on them. And then what? Then what after that? Oh, you're an addict. Then they demonize you. I'm going to give you the dope. I'm going to give you addicted. Then I'm going to demonize you for the same drugs that you're addicted to. That's why we got to learn and understand the tricks of the white man, the tricks of America. Is that the door? Read Proverbs 12:5.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
The thoughts of the righteous are right.
The thoughts of the righteous are right. See, you won't be online. You young brothers won't be online looking for validation from nobodies, dirtbags, pedophiles. Right? You won't be dealing with the validation of these people. Slum, come on in, Give him your seat up front. Oh, you got one? Okay, he got one. He got one. The water, y'all. Listen, I just said the good news. We found another school. Bigger, so we might not have to fight with these seat situations. But here's the thing, man. The Most High is giving you the method. He's giving you the way out. So from here out, it's on y'all. It's on you to make the decision and the choice to use the knowledge of the Most High to pop those anger bubbles, aggression, depression, anxiety, doubt, jealousy, hatred, bitterness. You got to control all that. Y'all got to understand how powerful the word of the Most High is. Right? Give me that real quick. Go to Hebrews. Matthew's. I'm sorry. Timothy's. There's a two-edged sword. But then Hebrews 4:12. Excuse me. Go to Hebrews. I went through the whole Bible.
Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12.
The word of the Most High is powerful, right? I went through the whole Bible. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12.
Go ahead.
For the word of the Most High is quick.
Read.
Powerful.
It's what?
Powerful.
It's what?
Powerful.
What is it, Ariel?
Powerful.
It's powerful. Y'all gotta understand that. Kids, do y'all believe that? Seriously, man. I'm gonna say this. We got a grip of y'all in here. Y'all teenagers. Do y'all believe that the word is powerful? I'm finna get y'all. You said calm the loudest, so I'm gonna ask you first. You said it is powerful, right? Tell us in here one time that you seen it was powerful. That the word proved to you it had power. Stand up, what?
In school, I was about to get into a fight with some kid.
Uh-huh.
I was about to get in a fight, but he just made me mad, aggravated.
Uh-huh.
Instead of me, flaring up, I used the word to just calm down.
You use the word to chill. Calm your mind.
Anger rests in the bosom of fools.
Anger rests in the bosom of fools. What else? And there's another. Leave off from strife. Okay. All right. You got me. Good one. Good one. And that's when you're battling and those spirits you're dealing with in school, it's going to be those things. Anger. And if it's one scripture, that power what? Subsided for you to remind you what? You're a God's son. You know what I mean? You're a God's son. So guess what? I'm not going to let Satan take over me. Right? When did y'all believe that the word was power? Because only at that time are you going to use the word. Otherwise, y'all going to grow up like these grown-ups. You're going to sit in class, you're going to get stacks of notes, and then you what? You're going to use your whack-ass method that got you 5 baby daddies, 5 baby mamas, and you're not going to listen to nothing the scriptures say. And that's what we try to avoid. Right? Shariah, where was it then?
Mine was when I realized that my prayers were coming true.
When your prayers were coming true.
And it was I was scared to pray about myself, but when I did start praying for myself, it started actually happening.
It started happening. That's a powerful one. That's a powerful link to the Father. You realize what? The Most High is actually answering my prayers. Right? And you can't doubt that. You can't second question that. You're like, bro, this is real. This is real. Quashai, you got something? Okay, well, you're going to have something before the class. I want to know one thing. All right? One thing. I'm going to give you all the way to the end of class. Anybody got something else? Shut him up. Oh, well, you too. I want to know one thing that showed you where the word was power and it can be used as a tool outside of what regularly you are taught, regularly you think, or the world taught you rather. What?
So I look at my parents and then I look at my aunt and my uncle.
Right.
My parents are together, they're straight, they fight their battles together.
Right.
My aunt and uncle, they can't solve no issues together, they can't do nothing. And then the kids, they look at me like I'm different because I don't fight all the time, I'm not in the streets with them.
Right.
They doing drugs and everything. So
Wow.
I just see based on how I live.
That's deep, bro. That's deep. Now the parents got to look at it and see, damn, our example is important. Like what we do, when you don't think it, the kids are watching. And that moment show him why to invest in the spirit. Right? Y'all got to see these things. And I'm going to still get y'all. You got something on? Okay, you're going to have something. Y'all got to think. You guys are not just going to sit here and let the brainwaves go through. You guys got to remember, take your account in your moment, in your time, and use those times to anchor you. Because that's all you got. And if it's one time, if it's one prayer that got answered, that'll take me 10, 20, 30 years. He answered my prayer.
Oh, good.
What?
Since I'm an adult and we are examples for the youth.
Yes.
One account, there's many, but
Yeah.
one account where I know the word of God has been powerful and quick.
Right.
How you change from the world
Yeah.
to God, and how you leave off the things of the world, right, and put on the things of God, righteousness, truth, right, humility, honor, integrity. One of the things that I did in that process, and I'm still doing, is instead of celebrating the birthdays, I revert to the scripture in Psalms 90, verse 12, where it says, let us, I'm sorry, hold on, come back.
You don't have to know where the scripture is, just say it.
Basically, let us apply our heart unto wisdom.
Okay.
Right? No, teach us to number our days,
Okay,
that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Okay.
Right? So as we transition from birthdays, right, we are still called, right, to number our days.
Right.
Right? So we can do a self-check to see if we're applying our hearts to wisdom.
Right.
Right? And that's one of the ways that I've seen the word of God quicken, because when I share that,
Yeah.
right, it begins, I can see it change the minds of those who I share it with.
Nice. Nice. You know what? Go ahead, Miles. Come on. Ace, you got a seat? You got a seat? Yeah. I didn't think you had. Go ahead.
I wrote this verse in my book. I said, arise, O Lord.
Wait. Say it a little bit louder so they can hear you.
Psalm 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And now I can't go anywhere without the book.
There you go. Beautiful. He got a whole book of prayers, man. But those are anchors. Those keep you in the spirit. It constantly reminds you. It's like it's two-edged sword. What? Finish it. Read it.
Powerful.
Right.
And sharper than any two-edged sword.
Go ahead.
Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
See, the word can ride deep down into the depths of your brain, your spirit, so deep it passes the meat, right? And it touches all those electrical signals that they tell you, which is soul. And it affects you, your thoughts, your mind, your spirit, just as much as when they tell you, you're sad now. No, you can't get better. Sad is a word. And you're like, I'm sad. I'm sad. and you believe that, you can use the word, the power to change all of that around. It works. You got brothers and sisters that account. This is not hype. We don't got no reason to hype y'all. I know it works. Right? I know it works. I should be dead. I should be maimed. I should be somewhere in a ditch. And I had the truth at a young age. But I still made a lot of wrong decisions. A lot of wrong decisions. I drank so much in the beginning and when I first came in the truth, and when I say first came in as I was coming up, I drank so much, man, I don't even know why I didn't die on the road one night. Yeah, but that's what happens when it's lawful to drink, but with no moderation. Most High, I know the Most High saved me. When you become that man, that woman, you got to do what? Put away the childish things. And that's what we're trying to show y'all teenagers. Like the anchor, the word, the work is the anchor. That's why this kid went and shot all of those people up, kids up. They ain't got no anchor. They don't got no power. He doesn't have no power. Nobody was there enlightening him, sparking him. They were what? Clowning him. And whatever affected him at a young age, he ran with it. You can see he was an emo. He was an emo, plus he was dressing, he was 18, but then again, he probably got pierced at 16. Come on, come on, man. Jump back. Let's jump back to where you at, Proverbs 12 and 5. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 3. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 5.
Go ahead.
The thoughts of the righteous are right.
See, the thoughts of the righteous are right because you got the sword there. You got the word there. Right? It's powerful. So that's going to be able to give you the word to chop down all those whack thoughts. The whack mind state. Right? How many people got family members that died? See, I process death a different way. You know what I mean? I got out of the hospital for my dad. I cried in the parking lot. I was good. I wasn't setting up shrines. I'm not visiting his grave every year. I don't even need pictures. Because I know my dad is good. I know the Most High is going to look at him and say, you know what? I'm watching his works. That's how I got the truth. Right? You see what I'm saying? I don't have to, you know what? It's such and such. I don't even remember the date. It's such and such. And you know what? What's wrong with you? None. I don't have to do that. Because I understand what the Most High did. I understand the Most High controls everything. Why would I? What am I doing? The white man taught you how to feed into things the wrong way. He told you, like, you learn like a Caucasian, and that's why more people are what? Dying like Caucasians, killing like Caucasians, having psychological issues like Caucasians. That's the white man's thing. Think about what we've been through as a nation. Statistically, man, y'all got to look at this. Y'all got to do a little bit more research online of how these psychological illnesses and things are now more prevalent. Why? Why now in 2022 you got more black people with depression? Because you've been following the damn white man in America damn 20-something years of your life. Now you think like them and you feel like them and you act like them. Now, remember when shooting up somebody was a white man thing? Now it's what? You got damn Hispanic kids, Mexican transgender kids. Y'all gotta understand this. We're like this because we dive into the mentality of this kingdom. Right? The thoughts of a righteous man are right. Read.
But the counsels of the wicked are deceit.
So what was happening to this boy? Somebody whispering in his ear, counseling him, leading him was what? Deceit. Because he didn't do righteousness. Those demons are easier to influence your mind when your mind is not anchored in the knowledge and the truth. You understand? And that's what happened with this individual. When Satan went to Christ, right? Listen, how about this one? When he was on the cross, you're supposed to be the Son of God. Take yourself down off that cross then. Those were demons, man. You're supposed to be the Son of the Most High. Look at you now. What did he do? He locked into the Father, even unto the end. Yes, he got weak because he was a man. That's why that was there. Right? But he still didn't call those angels down. Even though he said, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? He still didn't say, Michael, I can't deal with it. Kill everybody. Get them all. Why? Because he trusted in the Most High. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 3.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
For froward thoughts separate from God.
See, why and how? The question is this. Why did little Ramos Santos, De La Vega from the Third Power, why did he go shoot everybody up in that school? Why? He was separated from the Father. And who was running him now? Satan. Satan. That's what happens when brothers and sisters, when you kids let wickedness influence you and your counsel is deceit. Your counsel is the lie. You're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're too fat. You're too skinny. That shows you how America's stupid as hell. It shows you how you cannot take 11-year-old weed head advice. He got that from his mama or his dad. Talking about, you're too fat. Your hair. They be the most muggliest cats want to talk about you. But why? These are the spirits that what? They want to latch on. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. So if they got abused, they got to go to school and do what? Abuse you. Now, remember, this is like this. Teenager class to the parents. Because you know why? The parents, a lot of y'all still let Satan influence. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a grown-ass person. We get it from the 16, 15, 17, 18-year-olds. But when you're a grown-up, you're trying to tell me you still letting the influences of social media and the world influence and control your mind? You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm controlling me in the spirit of Hamashiach. Right? Y'all gotta see this, man. But the reason why little Santos locked into that, and listen, because his mind, nobody was there telling him, look, here's what you got, here's how you gotta think. Nah, man, don't believe that. Don't believe what they're telling you. Right? Nah, you gotta have some strength. You gotta have some faith. You gotta believe. Well, why are you there? What's making you feel like that? That's why, man, you gotta stop counseling your kids like Edomites. What's wrong? I don't know. Well, go to your room and think about it. What the hell is that? What is that? Go from there. Read on.
In his power.
Right, and his what?
In his power.
Right. For these negative thoughts, when you're surrounded and oppressed by that mind of misery, that's when Satan comes in and tries to get the advantage and take over. Y'all gotta understand that. That's when Satan comes in and tries to take over your mind. Go ahead.
And when it is tried.
Right, and when it is what?
Tried
Right?
Reproveth the unwise.
See, because if he had the knowledge, what would it do? You're not thinking right. No, don't think like that. That's not the right mind state. We need to get you some help. Why the hell how the hell the grandfather didn't know that he was cross-dressing and finna murder everybody? How come the grandpa and the grandma didn't know that? What?
He killed his grandma before he left.
Yeah, he shot his grandma in the stomach before he left. But my point is this. Why don't the parents know? Why y'all don't know what's going on with your kids? There should be no Hebrew Israelite that says, well, I don't know what's going on with my kid. I don't know what's wrong with her. She tripping. No. You should be able to lay out because you did what? What the scriptures say. You went and pricked the mind. Pricked the thoughts. That shows though. Your lack of communication with your kids is a lack of communication in everything. And now your kids are suffering. That's why little Santos, cross-dresser, did what he did, because nobody was what? Talking him down. Nobody was showing him. Nobody was giving him, definitely not the word, the power. He definitely didn't have that. So those thoughts separated. It said he was killing animals. Like, who is around you? And how do they not know you back in the backyard killing animals? What?
In psychology, I read that a lot of mental illnesses come from the parents neglecting the kids. Like, I'm doing a project on narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
And I researched, and it said that that comes from parents neglecting their children and just shutting them out completely. So they have no one to talk to, so then they get this
What was the disorder again?
narcissistic personality disorder.
Narcissistic personality disorder comes from parents neglecting the kids. That means that when you throw them in the backyard, come on up here, right? When you throw them in the backyard and don't pay attention to them, when you put Netflix on and it starts looping so much that they end up in the transgender site and Christmas songs are playing, right? And you got homosexuals reading them books and you didn't even know that, right? There's a problem. You're not paying attention. What the hell are you doing? And I get it, parents are busy, but that's why you got a team. You got people around you to help you. Mother, father, children. Y'all got to understand that these personality disorders, this individual is not going to stop. Because there is no parents out there gearing up their children but the Israelite kids. And if there is not the Israelite kids being taught like this, I'm looking at my kids, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to armor them up. They're not going to have any excuse. Right? Any excuse. If my kids start being crackheads, dopeheads, and right? And I know y'all ain't on that, but I'm saying, you look at 10 years from now, you be like, you know what? Check out Kazaki's kids. Where they at? You know what I mean? Know that they ain't going to have no excuse. Because I was there. Their excuse is they rejected the Father. That's possible too. Right? Because everybody got to choose their path. So go from there. Go to Ecclesiasticus 37 and 17. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 17.
Go ahead.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart.
How come nobody understood and looked at this dude's countenance? You ever see a boy transform into a girl? You ever look at you look at your child? I'm looking at my son's features, his face, his walk, how he's talking. I called him the other day because he got 4 women around him. They always say, "Oh," they do that all the time. I gotta correct him. I'm like, listen, bro, you don't do that. Do I do that? Because he's what? He's just picking something naturally up. I'm not gonna him walking around talking about, oh, like, then you like 15 talking about, oh. Right? So then what does that mean? That as their countenance is changing, a person's countenance is changing. We do it in class all the time. I know y'all swear you're hiding. You're like, I'm hiding. Bruh, you see it on your face. Like, Kazaki ain't gonna know. Like, bruh, we know you still smoke cigarettes. We know you're doing something on the low because you can look in a person's eyes and see what? They spooky. And then you can see in brothers and sisters' eyes that are what? Free. Give it to the gospel. Give it to the word. Study it. The scriptures say, wisdom maketh a man's face shine. Then it tells you about the woman. It says she comes in the room and she what? She lights up the room. Right? You look like the Dark Knight all the time. It ain't because of the phone at night. It's because demons. We were supposed to pick up on the kids. Right? You see the kids and you see them like, I'm checking on him. I'm like, okay, you still on Fortnite or you slipped into a porn site? You know what I mean? You check the kids' phones. Because what? Foolishness is bound in the heart of the child, right?
That's right.
They're bound to listen to some dummy at school. The scriptures say, watch, check this out, y'all. Read.
For manner of things appear.
No, read that again from the top.
The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart.
The countenance, your appearance, is the sign of the changing of the mind. How come nobody knew that this little psycho kid talking about, I'm going to kill everybody. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. You can see him. I'm talking about the kid shooter. He looked like he looked like something's wrong with him. You know what I mean? And it be like that with us. We got to look at our kids. We got to pay attention to each other and see if their face is changing, the demeanor, the spirit on them. What's up, Bob?
Yeah, going back to what you're saying, we all be tapping in. Well, a lot of our people tap into that Edomite way of handling it.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to offend him.
Right.
When they see him looking like this.
Right.
So they kind of brush it off and attack it softly.
Whack counsel.
Yeah.
You don't really want to go in depth. You don't really want to have them think. You don't really put out of them what's on their mind, right? Go ahead, read on. I'll let you come in after. Go ahead.
Four manner of things appear.
What manner of things appear when you deal with a man's mind, a person's mind? Let's talk about it. Read.
Good.
What?
Good.
Yeah, you can see the goodness on an individual, right? And it be like that with the kids, you know, the small kids, the babies. You be like, you see the purity in them. It ain't till the world get a hold of them. It ain't till your bad habits get a hold of them, right? And then you're like questioning. You're like, what's up with this? What is going on? Right? Read on.
And evil.
Right. Good and evil. Y'all trying to tell me you're oblivious to when evil spirits come around y'all? See, y'all got to get in tune. You got to get in tune. You got to get in the book. Because you should be able to pick it up. Man, the beginning of the class was perfect. Y'all missed it, man. Because these kids were talking and telling the truth. They're telling you why they don't talk to parents. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing's on my mind. It got something to do with like, I don't want to reveal myself. I'm teaching myself how to lie. I'm teaching myself how to be deceptive. I picked this up from a demon at school. Right? There's something on your mind. Right? Or you got to teach them how to articulate themselves and speak. There's something on your mind. Are you saying you just don't know how to articulate it? Yeah. Okay, well then, what is it? What do you feel about this? Let me help you through that. And you help them through it. Train up a child don't mean put them on Netflix, put them on video games all day, and they gonna be fine. No, you gotta watch. You gotta look. You gotta talk. You gotta have moments. I'm not saying you gotta sit there all day and what? Right? But there got to be teaching moments a lot of times during the day. I make sure I do that with my kids. That way if I go to another state for 6 months, they remember Papa's what? Lessons. This is where your mind got to be at. This is where your head got to be at. Right? We all got to understand this. Like, you got 5 warriors. That's beautiful. I envy that. You got 5 boys. Right? Lord willing, right? You got 5 boys, man, that if you teach them right, 5 warriors in the knowledge of the truth, 5 priests. That is beautiful. Right? Now, and I'm not taking nothing from the girls either. Because I watch what you young girls do for the body. How you guys are here. And y'all can be teachers too. You might not be doing what the man is doing, but you can still be an example and a leader and a teacher to the young sisters. See? So I'm not taking them from the girls either. Right? So read on. The changing of the mind. You can see that evil or good. Read.
Life and death.
Man, you don't see when somebody's on the edge. When you don't see when some weighty is on a person's mind. Right? You know, I've gotten better over the years, even with the introverts. Because the introverts are what? Right, Rakama? Shawashana. Shawashana had to train herself how to smile. I'm like, you got to smile more. Sisters are going to think you don't like them. So for the sake of the body, you better smile.
That's right.
She had to train herself how to smile more. Because if not, it's what? It's like, nobody want to see that. They want to see a smile. They want to see that you responded. Right? But these are the things that we have to understand. People got spirits on them. You got to be able to understand what spirit they got on them. And if you're not talking, you're not communicating with your child, with a brother or a sister, you'll never know that. But the keys are right here. It's telling us their face, their countenance, their spirit changes. Read.
But the tongue ruleth over them continually.
What?
But the tongue ruleth over them continually.
Communication. Will communicating know how they feel, know if they're angry, know if they're doubting, know what's on their mind. The tongue ruleth over everything. You know if they, because why? They get upset, they what? Talking to you. Ah!
Yeah, they make tone.
Right?
In the world, they say it's written on your face.
Right.
So you'll see a person that's normally lively and energetic when they're going through something. You know, they wear their emotions on their sleeve. So you'll be like, "What's going on?" Nothing. They get on monotone.
Right.
Right. So then that's the point where we're supposed to pick through.
Right.
Start asking the questions, especially with these kids, because there's no way in the world, as a parent, we shouldn't know what's going on in our households. You know what I mean? It shows us not doing our job as parents.
Right.
If we don't know the things that our children are dealing with.
Right. You got that one real quick? Check this out, y'all. I'm going to show you. Go to Ecclesiasticus. What you got?
Yeah. 1928.
Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. No, watch. Just on the one you just said. What is it?
Ecclesiasticus 22 and verse 19.
Check this out. He's going to read it. Go ahead, Ariel. Read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 22 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
He that pricketh the heart.
He that what?
He that pricketh the eye will make tears to fall.
Read.
And he that pricketh the heart.
He that pricketh the heart. Now, that's parable form. Your heart is in your chest. The heart is representing the mind. Right? When you prick something, you what? Poke at it. Right? But this is not saying poke at it to agitate it. This is saying poke at it to understand it. So what does that mean? That we got to get, when they pulled it back in the first 48, when they put it back in the room in the first 48, they give them a cigarette, right? What does those FBI, CIA agents do? They poke at the mind. So what happened? Tell us what happened. They get you to talk. But that's the only, it must be the cigarettes, because that's the only time Israelites want to talk. and the first 48. You bring him into camp. I don't know you. You just told the FBI agent everything. But now I gotta pry it out of you, right? You don't trust me, but you trust the CIA. Okay, all right. But what do? What does the CIA do and the FBI? They prick the mind. They ask questions. You can't just, because I do it all the time. How was your day at school? Good. If I left it right there, I wouldn't know what the hell's going on. Oh yeah, what did you do? Then I got to pry. What about this class? How's that going? Who are you talking to? Who's you hanging around with? Oh yeah? And then if you get real monotonous, right? Because they know how to answer all that. So what y'all talk about? Nothing? Okay. So y'all just sit there and look at each other. No, y'all talked. So it's constantly doing what? Pricking the what?
The heart.
Read it.
And make it to show her knowledge.
You see that? So parents, we got to recognize when these demons and spirits is trying to overcome our children. You know, see, this is what we talk about. If you do it in the house, you'll be able to do it in the church. Because if you care enough to inquire, to understand what is really going on with your children, then you're going to use that tool for the body. And be able to say, you know what? Now I know what to do and how to help this next brother or sister. What's up with you, Ike? Nah, I'm good. I'll get through it. Nah. You know what the scriptures say, bud. Be good to communicate, forget not. What's up with you? Well, man, you know what I mean? I don't really want to talk about it in front of everybody. Okay, let's go talk over here, bro. Right? So now we're communicating. A lot of people don't understand that. Why? He don't want to talk about it. Why? Don't trust, don't know if they can trust you, right? All the same things that you learned at what? 15, 16, right? But when you was 6, you was talking all the time. When you was 5, you was talking all the time. What happened? See, the world gets a hold of you and twists and strains all the good, sincerity, love, gentleness out of you. And you can't let it. Y'all get this? So you got to prick the mind, prick the heart, and it's going to reveal. You got to see what is going on with your children. Go ahead, go back. Go back to Ecclesiasticus, where you left off at. Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 18.
4
manner of things appear.
Right.
Good and evil.
Right.
Life and death.
Right.
But the tongue ruleth over them continually.
Right. And all we need to do is use the tongue. We need to use the tongue. Right? Because the power is in the tongue. That's what the scripture is saying. You can control everything with the tongue. So it's telling us what? What do I need to get from the tongue? The information. That's right. Go to James 5:16. This is why we gotta appreciate communication. Right? Listen, nobody can throw stones. We're all filthy. We're all dirty. We all messed up. I've been sharing with y'all recently, offline, a lot of my youth. Stupidity, right? A lot of things I've done in my young age. Last night, right? Like, I'm not that guy no more, though. I'm not that dude. I definitely grew up from the drinking all the time guy. I don't drink no more. I don't drink at all. Why? It don't spark. It's not necessary to me. Right? You gotta see that. Those things are done. They're gone. And that's what we have to do. But here's the thing. You don't have to make the same mistakes like we did. Right. You don't have to go through that and it'd be like, you know what? Damn, now I get it. Nah, you don't have to do that. See? So that's why the Most High set up people around you for you to do what? Read that. James 5:16.
James chapter 5 verse 16.
Go ahead.
Confess your faults one to another.
So what does that mean? if Santos Ramos de la Vega to the third power has somebody to communicate with, right? And was little by little, I keep saying this, and I've been saying this during the week with everybody, chipping away at this chaotic, destructive mind state. If he had that, right, I'll show you. Go to 2 Corinthians 10:4. This is what he's supposed to be doing. When you prick the heart, and you prick the mind, and you communicate, what are you supposed to be doing? 2 Corinthians 10:4.
2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
See, this is what you have to realize. Communication. This is not a carnal thing. Because what we're talking about, mind you, right? We're not over here just talking about BS. We're going to get into a conversation that's really going to elevate your mind. Bring you to the next level. Right? So we're not talking about carnal things. I'm not just going to do the white person talk and then act like I care, but I don't. I'm really trying to inquire because I care about your mental status. I care about my children's mental. I care about brothers and sisters' mental. So when I'm asking, bro, what's up with you? How you feeling? It ain't just you know how the white man does, hey, have a good day? You don't care about your damn day. Hey, have a good day. They ask you that in the bank. Well, how was your day? Like, do you really care? Because we could talk about this. And then if you really knew my day, do you want to sit down? Like, that's not what this is. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good? Nah, I'm really asking, how are you doing? Because if you're mentally unstable, we can help. We got the tools, we got the power to deliver that. What? You say something? Oh, go ahead, read on.
But mighty through God.
See, our method, the method of the word, the power of the word is mighty. So this is why we communicate. This is why you can't live in that, and we make fun of it all the time, that introvert. Well, you can't live in that mentality. Especially my boys, my girls, brothers and sisters, your sons, your daughters. You got to talk with your parents. You got to get it off your chest. That's why we're telling our kids, now listen, it ain't going to get you in trouble. I told my son the other day, I'm like, bro, it ain't going to get you in trouble if you communicate. If you hide it, that's when I'm upset. If you talk to me, we're good. I'll skip an ass whooping with you. I'll let it pass by. I'm like, because you respect the proper method. And I'm gonna reward you for applying the spirit, which is communication and talking. Now remember, we're talking about the kids all the way up to the parents. You know the parents don't go through that, but you get whooped by the spirit because you don't talk. You don't let things out. You know what I mean? You fall in situations that, like, damn, all I had to do was communicate. Now I got a different side. Now I got something to weigh out, right? It's important to understand how these things are delivered, right? The confession is delivered not carnal, but spiritual. Read.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
When you confess and communicate, then you have a doctor that can do what? Start chipping away at these damn towers you build up in your mind. The 18-year-olds, Tiana, you already got towers. How you got towers at 18 years old? Quadashai is trying to have towers, but nah, I'm going up against those with a damn sledgehammer. You gonna tell me everything. I want to know what your soul feels. Right? Anea. Right? You want to build towers. Do you talk with your parents? Can you tell them everything? You can't tell them everything and you ain't talking with them. Could you tell your father everything? Everything. All of it. All the dirt. That's how you gotta be. Right? You gotta be able to say, listen, if I can't talk with my parents, then who the hell are you talking to? Y'all gotta think about this, how logical this is. Like, you're talking with nobodies. You're talking with people that don't got wisdom, don't got knowledge, kids that got issues and problems. Right. Ones that is your friend one minute, then talking about you the next minute. Shariah had to learn that at a young age. She was like, I can't, nah. She was like, you guys are right. I'm like, yeah. What's up?
To piggyback off of what you said.
Yeah.
Just today, I was in a home.
Uh-huh.
To fix a microwave, and they were, I think, of East Indian descent.
Okay.
And I just asked him a question about his culture. I said, do you still practice arranged marriage?
Right.
And he said sometimes. The reason I asked the question is to get an answer, yes, but also because what the Lord has on my heart, He's had it on my mind, is exactly what we're talking about today. Are we talking to our children? Are we revealing things, all right, to one another, and getting those barriers out of the way? Are we helping ourselves have a clear conscience, right? So that where our mind is free to think on the things of God, right? To think on those good thoughts, whatsoever just, pure, righteous. If we're not doing that, right, we can't be able to focus on our children, to do what you're doing, it's not prying, it's love, it's being concerned. Right. It's trying to raise you up in the way that you should go. So that you're strengthening in your spirit and in your mind. Right? And so I pose the question, where do we go astray from having these arranged marriages, or adding to that, having our mother and our father, right, approve of the man or the woman that you bring into your life. Like, you have a choice to say, okay, I want to try this man out, I want to try this woman out to see if they are a perfect match for me. So you say, okay, I got to bring him to my mom and my dad. Right. And so the question was, if a child doesn't do that, if a child really feel that they can't do that, right? That they feel that their decision is better than mom and dad. Right. Then where are we? Right. How did we get there?
Right. Exactly. How did we get there? Exactly. Or to go to the parent and say, and not even communicate with the parent, and break off a promise.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's funny.
Raised you for 18, 21 years, and now.
Right, and then you just make the decision. Right. You make the decision on your own without going to your counselor, your mother, your father, right? Big brother. Somebody to say, you know what, this is where my head's at. But the problem is that no communication. Right? The problem is that they don't appreciate this process. And that's where you want to end up. You want to end up like Santos? Right? Because guarantee you, nobody was talking with Santos. Right? Nobody was caring for his mind, his thinking. Nobody was doing what, read on?
Pulling down the stronghold.
They were what?
Pulling down strongholds.
They were not pulling down the strongholds of emotions, depression, anxiety, resentment, and anger, and doubts, and all these things in this individual's mind. They weren't doing that. So what did he say? I'm all alone out here. You know what I mean? It's better for me to go out this way. And why not go out with a bang? Right? Let me affect the world. Let me be eternalized through the internet. Yeah.
Because some parents might think like, since, well, he'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
He'll get over it.
Good one. He'll grow out of it. He'll get over it. No, bruh. You gotta, I'm gonna say it again. My 4-year-old right now. If I let him keep moving like he's doing, right? Moving without saying please, right? He would not say, Like, when he started that, when he started talking, it was, give me this. Because that's what happens with their babies, right? It was just, you get it from them, you feed them, you clothe them, and then when they start talking, they don't know please until you teach them what? No, now, you're going to say please after when you need your food, your bottle, you need this or that, right? You're going to say thank you. You're instilling in them these qualities. Communication. If you look past them and be like, they're going to grow out of that, bruh. See, the problem is what? Our people think, I'm going to send them off to the school. Have y'all been watching that? We need our kids back in school. This COVID thing, no, they need to be back in school. You know why? They need babysitters. They need babysitters. So what do? They push them off in school, and then who runs them? The teacher with the false doctrine she's spitting, and then the kids are teaching their personality. The other little demons are teaching their personality, and what? You fall in, it's like prison. Who are you? You the nerd? Huh? You the shy girl? Huh? You the dope heads? Huh? You the gangsters? Huh? You the bikers? Who are you? Which one? Pick a slot. And then you what? Well, I'm this person. But the Israelite kid is supposed to outshine all that and say, I'm not none of that.
Right.
I'm a chosen generation. Royal. But it comes to us. It comes to y'all understanding that you got to appreciate your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters casting down those imaginations. Read.
Casting down imagination.
Right, because really, all those emotions of anger, depression, anxiety, they're what? Imaginations. These are things that man deals with all the time. But the white man loves being the dope man, so he's going to tell you, no, the only way to get past this is pop this pill. Like, damn, I've been popping pills for 25 years. The anxiety's not gone. The depression's not gone. That's why you can't do drugs to deal with those things. You got to deal with your mind. Y'all got to understand how this world is. It's filthy, it's wicked, it's polluted. It will destroy you. Right? Read.
And every high thing.
And every what?
High thing.
Read.
That exalts of itself against the knowledge of God.
Now, I'm not saying there is people that don't got mental illnesses that need pills. Because there's some people, how did they get there? See, if you would have started at his young age, he wouldn't be 25 needing the pills. Because once that demon gets hold, it rips, it tears, it's in the caves, it's in the streets. It destroys. We're dealing with a preemptive attack on the spirit of not communicating, the spirit of an introvert, the spirit of a father or mother that ain't there communicating and talking and counseling and really getting in the mind of the children. Preemptive attack. Y'all understand that? Go ahead, read on.
And bringing into captivity.
Right.
Every thought.
And what do we gotta do?
Bringing into captivity.
Every time you come in class, you have entered in a cell. And in this cell, the word of the Lord is finna box your brain. It's in the corner. And it's what? It's finna bring you under submission under the will of the Most High. It's a battle. I look at your eyes, I look at your mind, I look at your spirit, I look at your brow, I look at your demeanor, I look at the topic, I look at who is hitting. Right? I look at what we say and what is being said. You got your eyebrow to pop up, it is you. What you say yesterday's class, the sister sunk in the chair, she started melting when I started talking about adultery. Like, what you doing that for? You giving yourself up. Like when you see, why you doing all that? Huh? You twitching. Oh, why you scratching? I'm just What's up?
I was looking at this little
interrogation
the other day, but they say those emotions.
Those are emotions.
Those are unnatural emotions to try to deflect, and that's when it's hitting you. Even Esau know that.
And listen, truthfully, you can't judge off of that. We know what the word is doing, but listen to what it's saying. We know what the word is doing, and it's going to do that. It's what? Because I can't leave me alone. Right? We know what's happening. It's a transformation. It's a baptism. Right? It's an exorcism.
There we go.
And you coming in, you're like, these topics, it doesn't matter your faith, your face. Because I can look through the dead face ones, I like y'all. Because I look dead into your pupil. You know what I mean? The ones that you don't have no facial expression. Right? We still got to cast down imaginations. No, communicate with your kids, your wife, your husband, sisters, brothers. Value the process of confession. Confession is just communication. Right? Don't always look at it as like, I got to spill everything what I did wrong. No, it's talking. Don't listen to the white man what they told you. You go in the little door and then you go in there, forgive me, Father, I have sinned. Like they don't even care. Right? This is about communicating to brothers. To your one, let me jump. I want to jump real quick to, because I know we don't got time. This is going to be the last one. To Ecclesiasticus 6 and 6. It's 9:13. We got to wake up early. I don't want to do another 10 o'clock one. Now, Ecclesiasticus 6 and 6.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Be in peace with many.
Right.
Nevertheless.
Right.
Have but one counselor.
Right.
Of 1,000.
You know what that means? That means that you got to have somebody you talking to. Now, I can go to 30 scriptures and tell you not wicked counsel, right? Blessed is he that walketh not in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat with the scornful. Right? It can't be Joe Donut Head down the block. It's gotta be somebody that's gonna give you what you need. And a lot of time, that's the one person you're avoiding. That's the person you're avoiding. I'm not gonna go talk to him because remember, they did that with Micah in Chronicles. Don't go to him because every time we go to him, he tells us what we don't want to hear. They did that with the prophets all the time. I'm gonna go to somebody that's gonna give me smooth words. Right? Smooth words. Isaiah 30. Don't go there. But that's what he said. Tell us smooth things. You want the good preacher, the good pastor to what? Talk nice to you. Right? You don't want them to be sharp to cut that. And a lot of times, listen, you come in, you're airing your miles, I'm going to be very what? Strategic. I'm not going to give it to them sharp. But you've been here 2 or 3 years, I'm going to get a little bit sharper. I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on a second, you know better. You know what I mean? Them, I'm going to give it to them on their level to be able to not offend. But some of y'all, I know, okay, this ain't going to offend them. They need this straight, scared straight, right? Yeah. Good.
Won't speak for mouth, but give it to me hard.
All right.
Give it to me straight out of the word.
There it is. See? Grown man status. I love it. You know what I mean? But yes, we have to communicate. We have to confess. Right? We have to talk. Y'all get that? Kids, do y'all understand that? What did you write down, Kwashai? What was the one thing that the word showed you it had power in? I can't hear you. What the word has done for our family. Okay, it's done a lot. I'll let you get away with that one. Vanilla ice. You got anything? Come on.
Not me personally, but I can see like when you talk to brothers and sisters on the phone or like counsel them, that it does work.
Right.
It does work because there's a few counsels you've had where like they seem like they're gonna leave the camp that day, and like years later they'll still be in the camp.
Okay. That's observing, right? Kids be watching where you don't think they're watching. So when you're on the phone cursing at somebody and calling people out of their name, they pick that up too. But if you're counseling and giving wisdom, they watch that, right? And he probably do get it now, but he's going to get it more when he get older, that all those counsels that he was ear hustling is going to be something he's going to be able to tell the next brother, the next sister, when he becomes a priest. Yeah.
I know one thing for certain is that whatever you speak, it comes into existence.
Right.
The words that I speak, they're spirit and life. And I've been meditating on that because, recently I've been working with the brother, and we speak things into existence.
Right.
I'm like, damn, we need a $200 sale. We need a $100
Bam.
sale. And always, without coincidence, it happens.
The Most High does that a lot, and I'm not saying y'all faithless. He does that a lot to show brothers, like, look, the Father's with you. It shouldn't have to be every time you speak it, and then what about when it don't happen? He's not with you no more? See, these anchors are holding us past. They hold us past. It don't have to be every day your prayers are answered. Because prayers don't work like that a lot of times. Remember, Papa knows best. And sometimes he's like, nah, you don't really need that. Like you think you do, I know you do. You're real hard at this. You're crying tears. But guess what? You don't need it. This ain't for you. Right? You see, so you have to understand that the Most High knows best. And a lot of times you might have to wait, right? For those prayers to come to pass. But you can't doubt, he ain't there for me. See, that's what I'm saying. Right? Go ahead.
But the reason why I say that to say this is because what brought me into the truth, what got me to stick, is my boy, when he was like, you know what, I found the guy that can answer everything according to the Bible that works. But then I traced that back to I was 16. I was working at Coors Field, and his van was about to jump off a bridge. And so me and my cousin at the time, we talked him off the bridge.
Okay.
But by just quoting Bible.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. So we talked him off of the bridge from committing suicide, but we used the word. Like what little scriptures we knew from being so young going to church. And so then I associated that at that moment with what he said, and I was like, dang. So if it worked then it might work now.
There you go. Check that out.
So the Most High is always like when you're like
that's crazy.
You're thinking it to be.
When you say talk him off the bridge, was he actually
like he was facing a highway where there was nothing. He would have died.
Wow.
And so we yelled up because it looked suspicious and yeah. But using the Bible to talk him down and then just showing how that associated to that and then to what's relevant now, like the Most High, He's shown me through my life, I've always been there. But then at this precipice, this moment, you actually acknowledge me being there.
Right.
And so through that to today, it's evident.
Yeah, man, and all we're trying to do is, remember, this is just not about the kids, it's a reminder to the parents that, look, y'all got to appreciate the communication, the counsel, and value it so your kids can value it as well. Does anybody got anything they want to talk about, add to that? I mean, anything else we need to deal with? Yes, sir.
Let's say one more scripture. Jeremiah 1:12.
Jeremiah 1:12. Okay, read that.
It says, Then saith the Lord unto me,
Thou
hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to make it come to pass. It will happen. Right? Let God be true and every man a lie. So all we got to do is trust that it will be. Remember, it's not always on your time. That's the kicker. Right? It's on the Father's time. All right. Anything else? Anything online? Right. So, once again, it's the Sabbath. Keep your mind in the right place. Keep your thoughts in the right place. We're going to be headed out. We're going to go do Unity Camp with the brothers in Washington tomorrow. We're going to be leaving this early morning to go out there. There's supposed to be about 6 or 7 camps that's going out there to teach. Right? They go out there every year, so we're going to be headed out there with them. We won't be having class tomorrow because we're all leaving. All right? All the brothers are leaving in the morning. All right? So there no Sabbath class in the morning. We're going to be leaving early. All right. Other than that, if that's it, let's salute them online. Say shalom. Shalom. We'll see y'all next, actually Monday for class in Houston. All right. Almanjo mo pa niya hakidam for the next days. In the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the